We're doing a podcast.
Hey, what's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to the What the Fanboy Show. My name is Luke, and
not through, is it?
strangely,
No.
because we're all messed up this week, to my right is Tyler Davis.
Did you unmute us?
No, I didn't.
I was just wondering.
We're on me. No, I'm not. I
Okay.
never redo anything.
You never
Tyler.
redo anything.
That's Tyler. I'm
anymore.
Luke.
That's Luke. Am I skipping this guy, or am I just
No.
Go for it.
returning? The very well missed Chris Acker.
What's up, guys? And of course,
He's not giving you a hug. He's putting bunny
you
ears.
can just see me in the playback.
yeah, I can. We have the beautiful, the wonderful,
Oh, jeez.
gorgeous Brett Eidson.
Tyler.
It stops after this week.
Tyler
I'm
doesn't.
Not topping that.
He doesn't ever go that into detail, and I really appreciate
You
it.
will forever just be Brett now.
No.
Chris ruined it. Thanks, Chris.
Fine.
No, seriously, thank you.
I
don't
use
have
my
to-
words. I use my words for a living.
Tyler, this is the worst part of Tyler's Monday is having to call me the beautiful Brett Eidson.
No.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong, but the other bad part is going to work.
Oh, touche.
So close, but
I'd say the worst part of my
We're
week is just having to listen to say that. It's just the
we're
worst.
splitting hairs between work and calling Brett beautiful. But
If anyone hears something, it's because I'm opening a pop.
Is it pop?
It is.
snap crackle.
What kind of pop is it? Dr. Pepper.
Unofficially not sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
All right. Well,
The ends of the table just took a drink together, and it was beautiful. But we're glad you guys joined us this week again. Audio listeners, I don't know if you missed some of the beginning because my tomfoolery again. Classic, always messing it up. But hey, we're doing it live. That's okay. We're glad Chris is back. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Very excited.
Oh yeah.
You've been gone for a while. So
Yes, I have.
You need to tell us what.
But when I
what you've been
left,
up to.
I made a promise that I would be back for one specific game review, and I'm here, baby.
No Man's
Yeah,
Sky.
you
next on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, No Man's Sky review.
But besides that, I haven't been playing too many video games. I did get Pokemon Let's Go Eevee,
Ooh.
and I have 7 gym badges right now.
You're further than me. I got a lot of games.
I haven't been playing any other video games besides that until Smash came out. That's pretty much it.
I love it. Have
That's
you
all
watched any movies? Read any books?
No,
What? You haven't even read a book?
I saw Fantastic Beasts 2.
Oh.
Nice. Did
Crimes.
you like it?
I did.
Yeah, good.
I enjoyed it. It was
Me
a lot
too.
of fun. I saw it twice in theaters.
Oh,
Nice. Me
nice.
too.
Yeah.
High fives. We might be the same person. You're just the height I wish I had. Anyways.
But yeah, honestly, that's really all I've been up to besides work. Got a new job,
Nice.
writing, so
Living the dream.
That's right.
every day.
Any new VR experiences?
We need to stream some VR
No.
experiences.
We
is what
do.
We need to do.
I'm gonna be honest. The long-term review of VR, it's real fun sometimes.
So what you're telling me is it's a fad.
I could see it improving significantly, but like you can only play so long with a giant thing on your face.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas
Before it's covered in sweat.
Whereas like I can sit
Yeah.
there and I can play Pokemon on the little handheld Switch for a lot longer.
See, but imagine if you could take that handheld Switch and dock it into your face.
It's coming. It's gonna happen.
I think the last time I played your VR was
When my brother and sister
when your
were here?
family were over. Your
Awesome.
sister almost
Your
broke the
sister
TV.
almost
Yeah.
punched my TV.
Nice.
And we were playing Beat Saber, and I played a song that was like 12 minutes long.
Beat Saber's great.
It's a great game, but 12 minutes of just...
I think Freddie
Please don't
Mercury
punch
would
me.
have words with you about
12-minute
complaining about
songs.
12-minute songs.
Bohemian Rhapsody was 6 minutes.
I know.
12 and some
And I don't have
languages.
Freddie Mercury's performance stamina.
His lungs.
Also,
Anyways.
Bohemian Rhapsody is a great movie, so you should see it.
And Luke makes a good point. Beat Saber is probably the single best thing on VR currently. Super Hot, also really good. But Beat Saber, you can play at a party. People can swing pretend lightsabers around.
Listen to
Yeah.
good music.
Beam swords. Dance. They're not lightsabers.
Is that copyrighted?
It's a copyright thing.
Lightsabers is strictly Disney, Lucasfilms. It is not in Beat Saber.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Well,
Tyler-
welcome back.
Thanks.
Tyler, what
Glad
have
to
you
be
been up
back.
to this week?
So I did a couple things. I'll start by saying I watched the first episode of the Arrowverse crossover last night, Elseworlds.
Yes.
I figured somebody had to do it for the podcast because it's
We're
much,
glad it was you.
much talked about.
All right, I'm taking off my jacket. I'm getting hot already.
It was a lot of fun. It was. Go ahead. You're good. Your world. We're just living in it.
This is. I forgot to unzip it. This is very awkward.
I'm so glad we have 2 cameras this week.
Oh my goodness. And
We
have
get to
hold
watch you
I have to
struggle.
share with this.
I feel like I'm in first grade again. Oh.
I just want everybody
This is
to
what
know
you
this
missed.
was.
This is what you
was-
have missed every week, Chris.
This was not a prop. Like
Captain America.
I was
this
just
was
saying,
not planned.
I came in to the studio today and I was like, man, you guys have really stepped up like the professionalism in here.
We may look good, but we are terrible, and we're proud of it.
And then this happens.
Yeah, the show is still the same. It just looks a little bit better.
I have a mug now.
Okay, so I watched the Elseworlds crossover episode 1. It was really cool. They went back to Smallville. They even played the Smallville theme song. Like it was weird, but it was kind of cool if you're a Smallville fan. They fought Amazo. That was pretty cool.
Oh, jeez.
Like the actual Amazo,
How did Amazo look?
like a robot,
A good robot or a bad robot?
like a completely CGI robot on the CW.
Okay.
So
So
it wasn't
Yeah,
terrible.
that was
It looked pretty good. He was
just
stealing
like that.
fools' powers and stuff. It was fun.
We wouldn't do it any other way.
then Green Arrow's like,
Barry-
I don't have powers.
Yeah, well, Green Arrow was Barry, but his name is Oliver Queen. It's so weird. It's got like really strange Freaky Friday vibes. Episode 2 just finished airing. Obviously didn't watch it, but I plan to watch it and the next one tomorrow, and I will report back next week on that.
So there's like a whole new Arrow TV show that's not Arrow.
No, it's just every year the crossover has a title.
Oh, okay.
Last year it was Crisis on Earth X, I believe, and this year it's Elseworlds.
Crisis on Earth X was awesome too.
I haven't watched that one.
That was all I watched of anything from the CW last year.
This year the Legends aren't in it though. So
That's actually probably a good thing.
yeah,
I like that show, but they don't really fit.
yeah, they're a little out there.
A little timey-wimey.
Yeah, I finished Arch Enemies,
It is what it is.
which is the book I was reading about superheroes that aren't DC or Marvel or Valiant or IDW or Image. They're just a completely own separate thing that the author decided to make, and it was a lot of fun. It was kind of slow. It was definitely one of those books that builds to the end, but at the end it was like breakneck fast how everything wrapped up, which was kind of fun. But I also started a new book series. I think maybe one person on here will be super interested. I started reading Mortal Engines.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I'm on chapter 4,
Tell me
and it's
more.
already faster paced than the book I just finished reading.
Oh.
Like they waste no time getting into the story. The world itself is awesome. I'm really excited to see where it goes. It's like a dystopian steampunk kind of story. So looking
Now-
forward to reading it. But
In the trailers for the movie,
mm-hmm.
they keep, touting by the director of Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it has even a chance of standing up to Lord of the Rings?
No.
Okay.
But there's a reason I'm reading the book, and it's because I think the movie's going to be bad. Looks really interesting.
That's fair.
The world looks great on screen. Whether they're able to translate that into a quality film, I don't know. It's a 4-book series, so obviously they're looking to launch a franchise. but we will see.
I feel like worlds where like the actual environment is really fantastic, like giant steampunk moving cities, don't tend to translate to film. Whereas Lord of the Rings, like the physical world was just like, yeah, forests and stuff.
Yeah.
So like that translates way better to film, and then you can rely on the fantastical nature of the characters.
Yep.
As opposed to like the crazy environment, which usually crazy environment like doesn't translate that great.
Yeah, the world itself, or the cities that move, what you don't see in the trailer is there's cities on the ocean and they're called raft cities. There's cities that don't move, and I can't remember what they're called right now.
Cities?
No, they're called something else because it's way in the future and they have names for everything. They call CDs, like actual CDs that we would listen to,
Compact discs?
correct. They call them CDs, like SEEDY.
Oh.
So it's interesting. They're creating their own world, but like the higher up on the city you live, the more like the upper class people live on the top, and the poor people live on the bottom. So they're setting up like a classification system, things like that. So I'm sure that'll all come to. But where I'm at, they are no longer on the moving city. So we will see what the movie does. I'll probably see it after I read the book, because I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Cool.
I read Heroes in Crisis #2. Good book. Go check it out. Played some more Starlink. Basically, an open world adventure Star Fox game, and I'm loving it. And then I watched Man of Steel in 4K this weekend, and that was quite enjoyable. You could actually see like film grain. And I was like, this is awesome. This was really good. Like, I didn't think it'd make a huge difference, but I don't want to say it's a huge difference, but I mean, little details.
If you like the movie, it's just going to probably enhance your enjoyment of it.
But other than that, that's about it. I kind of took it easy. I played paintball. I have some footage of me saying, get out, and got him in the face, boy. So maybe we'll post that. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd love to have it queued up right now.
Too bad.
Too bad you didn't bring it to me.
I played Saturday.
Right there.
It's here.
Right there on the floor.
We can show the raw, uncapped footage of me sprinting. And
do I need to censor anything?
No. You don't need to censor anything. It's all pretty clean. Maybe other people.
The camera gets a little dirty, though.
Yeah, the camera got shot.
Hit with a paintball?
Yeah, I got shot. It was awesome.
Nice.
Because it didn't hurt. So that's about it for me.
Cool.
Good job.
Luke, you got to do some pretty cool things.
I did do
I
some
tried
really
to be
cool
a part
things.
of. I told you about it. I take credit.
I did a lot of really fun things, and I wish... You know what? I'm not even going to say that. So the final trailer for Voltron came out last week. So I've been watching Voltron.
That's right.
And I have about 3 more episodes. And I think the new season comes out this Friday. So it's just perfect timing. I can't wait. It's one of my favorite shows. And then also, because I'm an idiot and I love Skyrim.
Yeah, this is why I texted you.
I know
on
exactly where this is going.
I bought Skyrim on my Switch.
Of course you
This
did.
is the 3rd time I've bought this game. I had it on my 360. I have it on my Xbox One, but I was like, what if I go to my grandma's house and I want to play Skyrim? And it was half off in the store, so I bought it. I wouldn't buy that game full
half
price.
off of what? Full price?
Yeah.
It's still $60 when it's not on sale on Switch.
I mean, I know it's fairly new on Switch, but it's also like a 10-year-old game by now,
They had
right?
to hit a deal. Fallout lost so much money on 76. They're trying to make the money back.
That's a game I'm willing to do that. That's one of my favorite
and
games.
that's fair.
And also, like, it looks really good on the little Switch.
Do you have the little
Yeah,
Link,
it looks
the little
great.
Link costume?
I haven't gotten it.
You haven't gotten it yet.
Plus,
That might make it worth
I'm
it.
playing as a female, and I'm a dark elf, and I'm an electric wizard. So I don't know if it really looked that good.
Sure, it would.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think you need to use an amiibo to get the Link
Oh,
stuff.
do you?
Which I have, and I live with Luke, so
I should do that.
Just borrow
You
it.
should.
Yes.
What else did you do?
I watched Titans, but not the most current episode. I watched an episode from a week ago. I'm a week behind right
You're
now.
behind?
Yeah.
Didn't watch yet.
Thought you were a DC
On my notes, I
fanboy.
Titans episode 9. Didn't watch yet. Lols. But episode 8, Donna Troy, was really good. I really enjoyed the relationship between Donna and Dick. They have like a brother-sister thing that's really cool. It's nice. I think Tyler talked about it last week. It's nice to not have a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
But Titans needs to start progressing. It's going real slow, and nothing really has started happening. So, and then I went and saw an advanced screening of Bumblebee.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about that later.
I can't wait.
I'll give more of a review on it.
Did you already tease
Mini
that?
review.
You should tease that.
The stuff.
The stuff you can't talk about.
I have something I can't talk about. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Did you sign something that says you can't talk about it?
I accepted
Wait.
the terms and conditions that said I
Wait.
Brett, stop running off camera.
No, don't do it. What are you doing? Don't do it. Nope. I don't know what you're doing, but don't do it.
I think he was gonna go get a poster.
Listen, it's the first thing any of us have probably been a part of. Let's
Fine.
not ruin it.
I didn't.
Closest to an NDC we'll ever get. Or
NDA.
NDA, yeah.
Well, that was a weird little.
Yeah, I'm a part of an NDA, and it's kind of interesting.
I would say I didn't sign an NDA. If we just had a poster up in the background, that's not breaking anything.
Can we say that it rhymes with something?
No, stop! I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
We'll do it on the second time.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Bumblebee.
So
it's one of these things. It's a video game.
It's a video game. I played a video game this week.
I bet it was Destiny.
I played
Destiny?
a couple of video games.
I bet it was Destiny.
I do have Destiny on my list of things I did because Season of the Forge and Black Armory, the official paid part of the expansion, came out.
Wait, so you paid for it and you just now got the first part of it?
What do you mean? It's part of the annual pass.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I thought you meant
So like
this is
every
the-
3 months they're
Something that
dropping
you would have to
new.
pay for if you didn't have the pass.
Gotcha. Okay, I
Right.
thought you were saying this is the first thing, like as part of Forsaken, that you had paid for that you're getting.
Can I ask what is your light level?
Yeah, 607.
Ooh, so you were you able to open the?
Yeah, so I can
Alright.
get to it, and
Alright.
it kicks my butt.
All right.
I don't even know what.
So one of the new things in
I pay attention to video
Black
games.
Armory is that around the world now, because they're not doing like big expansions or small expansions, I guess, for DLCs now, like in the already
Content
known
drops.
locations, right, there are these 3 or 4 new areas called forges, and there's a new vendor in the tower, and yes.
Is there new enemies?
No. Not
Okay,
like a
sorry,
new
it's okay,
enemy
sorry.
race. There are new named enemies in each of the forges that have, like, there's like a story interconnecting through all of them. But here's what I have written down, and it's going to seem harsh. This is the least fun I've ever had in Destiny.
What? Whoa!
They told us that this was an in-game, I don't know, expansion is the wrong word for it, but that they were giving us new end-game content. And the forges themselves are fine. They're fun. But to even get to the first forge, I had to do almost a week's worth of milestones of content that I've already been doing for the past month and a half. So does that make sense? So like, I got the new expansion and I couldn't just go play new stuff. I had to play
Old stuff.
a week's worth of old stuff before I could even get to the new stuff.
Run through a checklist of things you'd already
Done.
just to do it again.
Yes.
In that expansion.
And that is super frustrating.
Yeah.
Way to go,
I can see
Destiny.
that.
And so Bungie did a good thing in that they were like, oops, we made that too difficult. And they fixed it, or they didn't fix it.
They just turned it down.
They turned it down the difficulty in terms of like the
Light
the
level?
number, the light level to get to the
But
forges.
They didn't do any like actual advanced balancing. They were just like,
No.
we're just gonna turn this big knob down,
Right.
instead of fixing things.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, forges are interesting. They're fun, but to get to them is a pain in the butt. I think the doubling down on the grind, which is what they have been doing, will boost streamer opinion, the people who play the game all day, every day. But in the short term, but will hurt overall sales in the long term. Because it's made me really question where I want to spend my time. I played Battlefield 5 this week because I got tired of Destiny.
I feel almost like they're expecting Destiny to be the only game you're playing.
Yeah.
And I feel like
That's how I feel about Red
that's
Dead.
not
Sometimes.
always the wisest move. I think that you'll have your small dedicated player base that Destiny is the only thing they play.
Yeah.
But you'll have a lot more people who would like to be able to pick it up a little more casually, and it sounds like they've created a system where you can't really play casually.
It's weird. One of the biggest criticisms of Destiny 2 when it launched was that it didn't have enough in the end game. It wasn't grindy enough, and so they've made it, and now I think they've pushed it too far. Forsaken was a pretty good place. Honestly, I think they could have even backed off Forsaken a little bit, but the difference was with Forsaken, specifically, you had a bunch of new content to go through, like actual, tangible, this is a new place with new secrets, and like the first thing that happens when you get into Black Armory is that, oh, go do all these old things. That's just... Anyways. My last point on that is if you were waiting to see if the annual pass would be worth it, keep waiting. It's not right now.
So, Tyler, are you going back in?
Let me think about it. No. Nope. Maybe Destiny 3.
Maybe I'll get Destiny 3.
Maybe. We'll see.
Also, one criticism that I'd heard was up until this point, every expansion or major content drop or whatever they want to call it now, you had some kind of reward that you essentially got just for playing it. Like some weapon that you got early on in each expansion. There was kind of like the weapon of that expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And that this one, it takes such a grind to get to where you get anything to show for it.
Yeah, so the introductory quest ends with you beating the first forge, and you get a weapon there called the Hammerhead. It's a heavy machine gun. But the problem is, as the introductory quest, it's been a week, and I haven't completed it. And that sucks.
Sounds rough.
If you can't complete your introductory quest on the first day, you done messed up.
Good job, Bungie. You've officially pissed off your biggest fan.
There are literally a bunch of Destiny posters and stuff behind.
Seriously, I don't say that jokingly.
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious.
Anyways, I did play Battlefield 5. I had a lot of fun with that. They had a patch, I think, just a week ago, that I didn't pay attention to, but it still felt really good. I need more people to play with. So if you play Battlefield, come join our platoon. I have opened it up for anyone to join because we didn't have any pending invitations.
We're losers. I actually don't have the game, but it was on sale for $30 at Best Buy last week.
I'm gonna say I don't have the game, and I don't play enough first-person shooters to
justify getting it. That's fine. The other two things I did were play Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. We'll have lots of thoughts on that later. And I watched Mowgli, the Netflix Jungle Book.
Mowgli.
And I have lots of thoughts on that.
Do you have PTSD?
Which I will... it is...
I've heard.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And not the best way, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Good.
Was it the best motion capture experience you've
No.
ever seen?
No, not at all.
All right.
You know what that means.
It's news time, baby.
Read all about it. Luke, kick us off. What's your first news story? Don't steal mine.
I won't, because I gotta start with something that just really pisses me off about Netflix and Marvel right now. So Netflix
Everything.
is blaming Marvel, and Marvel is blaming Netflix about Daredevil.
Oh.
Charlie Cox gave a quote today about how he thought they had more stories to tell, but he understands business. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's rough all around.
and the pointing of fingers is just, I don't know. It doesn't make this situation look good. It's just frustrating to hear
Yeah.
about. But kind of also with Netflix, I'll just go again. Netflix upped their Friends license for $100 million. That show is not worth that much. They previously were paying $30 million. Know what's worth your money, Netflix. What's the opportunity cost of...
If they had straight up bought it, maybe. But yeah, no, I agree.
It's the there's a petition to remove Friends and add Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
Also, I really feel like the type of person who's going to get legitimately upset about Netflix not having Friends owns Friends on DVD.
But they gotta stream it to get that high quality.
It's
Is
so
it-
much
is it out on
easier to
Blu-ray
hit
yet?
next episode.
We should look. Keep going. I'm gonna look if Friends is on Blu-ray anywhere.
You go, Tyler.
Actually, I bet. Oh, go ahead, Tyler.
Finish what you were gonna
No,
say.
no. I gotta do math first.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. The Warner Brothers gaming developers teased a Court of Owls game. Sign me up. I'm on board.
It was the back of a T-shirt, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it had like somewhat of a Court of Owls logo on it. I'm all for it. It's the studio that made Arkham Origins. They are rumored to also have a Wonder Woman game in development.
Mm-hmm.
So keep your eyes and ears peeled
I'll take
for that.
a game.
Oh, believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'll take any game at all
Mm-hmm.
around those heroes. So I'm on board.
But will it come out before the Avengers Square Enix game?
Probably. Probably.
Is it Ultimate Alliance 3?
No, but that's only going to be on the Switch. It's awesome.
All right.
I'm not getting that.
All right, what do you got, Brett?
Friends, the complete series is on Amazon
On Blu-ray?
on Blu-ray for $130,
Jeez.
or
not
for
bad.
DVD.
What is it? It's 12 seasons, though.
Yeah.
Is it really 12 seasons?
Don't ask me that.
I don't
Probably.
know. That was a guess.
All right, what are we looking? What are we looking at? Why are we looking at the?
I was trying to
prices?
figure out how much it would cost for Netflix just to pay everyone who actually watches Friends for a copy off of Amazon and just give it to them rather than relicensing it.
They don't release their viewership numbers.
I know, no.
So
Yeah.
it'd be hard to say. What's your?
There's
do you have a
21
news-
discs. I
do you
don't know
have a
how
news
many that
story?
is.
We can move on from Friends.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Let's see. Oh, did you guys see that Sonic the Hedgehog poster?
I did.
No.
I thought it was kind of cool how it was like an interactive poster.
A motion poster?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was neat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting, I guess. The movie's probably gonna suck.
Oh,
but-
probably.
Oh, it's from.
Yeah, they're making like a
That just makes me uncomfortable.
It looks like, to me, it's a silhouette of a guy, like, in a mascot uniform.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like fuzzy.
very accurate. Oh, man.
Did someone just go to a cosplay and pick out?
Yeah. Like
You're an athletic cosplayer.
This
Yeah.
will work.
You can wear, yeah.
It's voiced by John Raffio from.
It was
Parks and Rec
originally-
thing.
Parks and Rec.
Originally a hedgehog furry, and they just painted him blue.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, so did you guys see the trailer for Brightburn?
No.
yes.
After the show, you need to go watch it. Okay. If you haven't seen, if you're a fan of Man of Steel, go watch this trailer. You'll like it. It looks awesome.
Who's directing it?
I don't remember. It's
Is it Gunn?
No, it's the guy who directed the music video that David Hasselhoff was in for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. James Gunn is producing it.
Okay, I saw Gunn's name attached to it, but I haven't watched the trailer.
It stars Elizabeth Banks and
I heard
Ron-
something about
or no, Roy.
an evil Superman.
Go watch the trailer.
Dude, let's hurry up and wrap this episode. You can't do this.
All right, who else has some news?
I have news. We all have news.
I got a lot of...
Chris, do you have news?
Nope.
Here we
I
go.
live under a rock.
The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer debuted at Brazil Comic-Con this past weekend.
And nowhere else
And
ever.
Yep, and nobody else gets to see it
They're not
yet.
showing anyone that trailer ever again.
But I read a description, and it has an interesting twist at the end of it.
Mhm.
Have you guys read this?
I heard about it.
I don't like it.
Tell me.
One first, but Mysterio and Spider-Man are teaming up to take on the Hydro Man
But why?
because Tom Holland Spider-Man can't do anything by himself. He's like the Flash on the CW.
Sad day.
He needs help from all his teammates every time, rather than just being a superhero.
Is Mysterio the new Tony Stark of
Yes.
the series?
Whoa! We
Yep.
also did get an actual confirmation of Jake Gyllenhaal
Yeah, and it
over
was
the weekend, which was...
Yeah,
was
and that
fantastic.
one was cool. His little. Oh wait.
I was drying my hands.
Drying my hands.
So yeah, that's interesting. I don't like it though. Let Spider-Man be Spider-Man. Chris, you were gonna say something?
Nope.
Were you gonna say the same thing I said? That Spider-Man can't
Probably.
do it by himself?
I don't know. I mean, he is a child.
Chris, how's your Christopher Walken impression? Because
We did
right
this.
there, when you just said that,
was a
all I could
I
think
mean-
was,
He is a child.
All right,
I love it.
Brett, what's your news story?
Series 12 of Doctor Who will not air until 2020,
What?
and the people are outraged.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long wait. Wow.
I mean, I feel like
Is Series 12
The
new
people-
Doctor?
Like season 2, like
the
season
people
12.
have been outraged about literally everything related to Doctor Who forever.
This is
They're
true.
like, oh, a woman doctor. For some reason, some people are like, this is terrible. I hate women. Is what some people just not me. Some
Not Chris.
people.
Somebody's only gonna listen to those few seconds, and they're gonna be like, "I'm
Please
never listening to
don't.
this again."
Please don't.
They're
make
gonna
a
be
clip
like,
of
no
me."
wonder Chris was off the show for so long.
They kicked him off. That's what it was.
So I feel like in some ways, I know that the Doctor Who fan base is some of the most loyal fans, but also some of the most, at times, toxic fans.
This is 2018 fandom in general, though.
That's accurate. Accurate.
Like I can say this exact same thing about Star Wars.
Star Wars has terrible fans.
Destiny.
Get people
I'm just ready
to
to
quit Twitter.
wring someone's neck.
Just let people create.
Brett, Luke, you're
I'll go. Men in Black 4 got its title, and it's titled Men in Black International.
That'll be changed.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's Men in Black. It's 2018, dude. They're going to have to change it. Call
People
it.
in black.
It's just going to be MIB.
Oh, they're not going to be.
They're
called
not going
the
to put
Black.
Men in Black. They're just going to be called the MIB.
MIB.
Yep. I'm calling it now.
The MIB.
The MIB. Minor news, and if you're an audio listener, you will have already seen this, but the Aquaman Rotten Tomato score is set to be revealed tomorrow. Pretty far ahead for a DC movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bodes well, I think, for fans. I think
Did you see the release numbers in China?
Yeah, 93 million.
Yeah.
It cleared the closest by a solid $38 million, so which is more than Wonder Woman's China debut. So it seems to be doing well. That's a good sign for Warner Brothers, I think.
Yeah.
I said it probably, 8 months ago that Aquaman would be good, or like the slump buster, and then Shazam would give everyone renewed hope. I'm thinking the first part of my prediction is right. I'm hoping. So, we also get to see Aquaman 5 days from now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday.
5 more days. And then everybody else gets to see it the following week.
We get it early.
We get it early.
Luke's a little excited.
I'm just freaking out a little bit.
All right. Fortnite Season 7 dropped this week with a new fun thing.
Yeah, you can fly.
You
I
can
don't
do
know.
a bunch
I
of new
wasn't paying
things.
attention.
There's planes.
Yeah,
There's
automobiles.
there's
They added vehicles.
an ice like shelf is invading from somewhere. I don't know where.
Okay.
Stole their idea from Game of Thrones.
You-
They
and
put planes like helicopters in Blackout. What? They just copy everybody else, and everybody loves it.
one
Sorry, I
of
had to
the
get that in
other
this week.
the other yeah, I talk about Destiny every week, and you blame Fortnite every
I
week.
bash Fortnite every week, and I like the game. So.
New segment.
I do have news. You might have already talked about it, but it's about Epic.
Do it.
Oh,
Epic is
do it.
launching their games store,
yep.
so you
To
can
compete with Steam.
to compete with Steam.
We talked a little bit about that. Shout out to our Video Game Awards stream that we did last week.
Yeah.
But
Chances
chances are not everyone watched that. So.
apparently,
Go check it out. It's 3.5 hours long.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't
It's
watch
fun. We had a good time.
it. But apparently, one of the things is they're going to be a little more curated than Steam, whereas Steam, pretty much, anyone can put a game on Steam, pretty much, and Epic's storefront will apparently be a little more curated, so only like good indie games will be on there instead of just every
Good.
indie game.
Good by whose judgment? Theirs.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, it's still someone's judgment. It's better than just. I don't know. There's a place for both. There's a place for just throwing every game at, because that gives an opportunity to more people. But then also there's a place for, only so many games get on there. So then if a creator has really put the time in to make a good game and they get it on the Epic store, it's more likely that people will actually see it and it won't just get buried beneath another 1,000 mediocre games.
So let's make our own game and put it on Steam.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, he's in.
Let's just copy Fortnite.
Yeah, there we go. We'll copy the copy.
Anyway, I got a new segment for you, Tyre.
Tire.
Sorry.
My name is Tire.
But
It's
first,
my superhero name.
you have to update us on what Fortnite is copying, but then you have to predict what they're going to copy next. What are they copying next?
What are they copying next? That's tough. They're doing the block thing now, where they're taking other people's creations and putting it in their game. That was their big announcement at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
So
We'll
like,
see
if you
how
create
well
something
that
in
goes.
their Halo Forge that they stole, if you create something in that and Epic likes it, they're gonna put it in the actual like game map for a certain amount of time. So not only are they copying everybody else's best things,
They're copying you, the
they're
player.
copying you. You right there watching, they're copying you, and they're gonna make money off of you, and you're not gonna see any of it. They're not even gonna give you free V-Bucks.
Now, because that's being built inside the game itself, yeah, they're definitely going to continue to do that. I'll be interested to see how they're just blatantly ripping off other like pop culture stuff, like dances, continues
Yeah, they're getting
with
sued.
their lawsuits. Which, let's be real, they're going to settle this lawsuit out of court because that will prevent a legal precedent from being set.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so they'll continue to settle these lawsuits as long as they can to keep making money off selling these dances until someone decides, I'm not going to settle.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it to court. And then it'll eventually get up high enough to Ninth Circuit Court, and it'll become legal precedents. And then we'll actually have like some legal framework for copywriting things like dances.
Then Colonel Mustard, the Fortnite guy, is going to watch a movie about how lawyers got their clients out of things, and then they're going to copy that, and they're going to get out of these lawsuits.
Oh, yeah, no, in the end,
They're going to copy some movie to make it work.
in the end, we'll have a brief period where creators are being appropriately treated, but then somehow the major companies will somehow twist that legal precedent to where it's still only benefiting them and not benefiting the creators.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Fortnite, keep copying people. You're doing great. What you got, Luke?
All right, I'm just going to...
I'm not a hater. I actually like Fortnite. I just think it's hilarious how they get away with copying everybody else's ideas and continually make money off of it. Like, it just kills me.
Also, what's up, Siebel?
What up, Siebel? My guy.
Should I just do all this DC news?
Yeah, do it. Knock it all out.
Okay. I'm going to blaze through the DC news, everybody. 1. Birds of Prey, ATFEOOHQ. Margot Robbie talked about the title on Fallon. She said, "Yeah, it's not a very serious movie."
That's awesome.
I don't know why that needed clarification. Also, apparently, she's not going to have her tattoos,
Awesome.
which is great.
Oh,
Good.
cool.
Is it a prequel?
No, they're just gonna act like it never happened.
Good.
Good choice.
DC and WB's new flavor of the week is Plastic Man. That's who's rumored for a movie now.
Why?
I don't know.
Rumored?
They just like to think of movies that will come out, but I mean, eventually one of these rumored 20 movies is going to happen. So
Bet Blue Beetle happens.
yeah. And then lastly, Amy Adams was on the Actors to Actors show where actors interview each other, and she was talking to Nicole Kidman, who's going to be an Aquaman.
Yee.
And she was like, Amy was like, actually, I think I'm done with the DC universe. They're revamping it now.
Ooh.
So, okay.
Confirmation it's being revamped.
Yep.
I'm
And
okay
also,
with it.
Momo was talking about Ben and Henry supposedly being on the outs, and he's like, you know what?
He was like, Henry's my guy, and I like Ben too.
Like they did their, he's like, they did their thing, but sometimes you got to move on.
It's business.
Yeah.
I did read that. It sounded like he liked Henry a lot, though. Like Henry kind of showed him the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was cool. You can put yourself back on camera now.
No, why you? Luke was talking. I thought maybe.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool new feature. I'm digging that. Good work on that, Brett.
I'm working on it.
Seabull said literally every company copies people, though. You're right. But Fortnite literally copies everyone. Like, hey, Halo did this really well. We're going to do that. Hey, Call of Duty put helicopters in their game and zombies. We're going to bring zombies and planes into our game. Like, it's to the point where it's, like, funny now. Like, I think it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
And Fortnite has... I think I've said it several times. Fortnite has upped the gaming industry to a whole new level. They've really pushed people to be more creative, and I think
The
it's great.
standard now is to have Fortnite copy you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Guys,
And to have a
hit it.
battle
Fortnite
pass.
copied us.
And to have a battle pass.
Yeah.
Rocket League did it. Call of Duty kind of has one, I guess. I don't know. Contraband streams. Paladins did it. All these games are starting to do the battle pass thing, so it's awesome. Glad Fortnite exists. I don't have any more news, so...
Do you, Brett?
Just that we got 2 new Marvel trailers this past week.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think of? I mean, we have actual
Trailer
reactions you guys can go watch on our channel, but just quick overview. What do you guys think of the Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame trailers?
Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, don't show anymore. But I liked it. I did like it. It was nice to see Clint.
Clint.
He looks terrible right now. Like, emotionally. I don't mean
In the
like,
best way
I
possible.
don't. Yeah, in the best way. From a storyboard perspective. He looks terrible, and I can't wait to see him pissed off and all that. It's going to be fun.
Captain Marvel trailer, in our reaction, I was like, it's okay. I watched it again, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the lines, the delivery and the writing are not very well done. And I think they're trying to play it off as humor, and it's not funny. Like, when he's like, you guys are noble heroes. Oh, noble warriors. Noble warrior heroes. Like, I think that was supposed to be a joke. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Endgame.
I know if a joke doesn't work for you, it's definitely not working for
That's
me.
right. Endgame, I thought, was great. They showed a lot more than I thought they were, but they also almost showed nothing, which is it's good.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a voiceover of the dusting scene. Like, I thought it was going to be Doctor Strange's voiceover into the Endgame thing, and then Endgame title.
I love that you text me like, ooh, nailed the title. And I was like, I think everybody nailed the title.
Chris, did you see the trailers?
I did. I'll say the one potentially interesting positive thing so far that I'd have to say about the Captain Marvel trailer is that it might connect more of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back into the universe
Hmm.
with some of the stuff that they were talking about in there, which I would like to see. I mean, granted, it is taking place before any of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV stuff, but I could see it tying in with that.
Yeah.
I just with all the Kree stuff and all that.
Mm.
But overall, yeah, I wasn't super impressed with it. I'm hoping that there's another trailer that's better.
Yeah.
And I'm like I'm not gonna write off a movie because of a not stellar trailer.
I'm definitely still going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what trailer I didn't like? Except for one part of it was the Annihilation trailer. The only part I liked about it was the score. It's sound effect. And I was like, I'm going to see it for that noise, but I don't know about this movie. It's my favorite movie this year.
Yeah, and like cutting a trailer is vastly different than making a movie.
Mhm.
And it's done by a separate team.
And yeah.
Like the director's still there checking on things. And they're still signing off on things, but it's done by a completely, like, there are just companies that cut trailers.
Yeah, like their job is to cut trailers.
Yeah.
And whichever one cut this trailer
Gig.
didn't do a great job, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Justice League. All had really good trailers.
Warner Brothers does good marketing.
They do.
Like, even this year,
The movies.
I feel like their stuff has been really good, but yeah.
Sometimes.
What about the end game?
Endgame. I mean, I liked the trailer. I don't want to know anything more about that movie before I see it.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm probably gonna go dark on that. Like, I mean, as dark as
You can.
I go without paying attention to the news, anyways. So
Nailed it.
Man, I did that for The Last Jedi, and it did not pay off.
Question about the Endgame trailer before we move on.
I have one more news story, too.
Okay.
Really quick, though. So,
But my
anyway.
question is, did they just pardon Captain America and he's back now?
I
like,
mean,
in a suit,
if
or-
half of everyone is dead,
yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of structure left for him to be like. I don't know if he's a fugitive from any currently existing government.
Just curious. Just curious. He has the cool suit back on. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
Winter Soldier outfit, baby.
I do miss the beard already.
He did have a nice beard.
Also, like, he's definitely going back in time, right?
Yeah, he's gotta. Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Everyone dies and the rest of the MCU is in history. All the movies go back in time.
They're
Gonna
all
go back in
prequels from here
time
on
and
out.
Bring back the heroes from before the snap.
And
Have
Tom
them-
Holland is an infant in his third movie.
Yes.
How old is Aunt May? Last news story. Stranger Things 3 teaser trailer that had the titles came out.
Stranger Things 3, the game.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to
announced.
talk. No, we don't need to talk about that. That's enough talking about that. No, the actual show had another teaser and it just like listed out the titles of each episode, which
Yeah.
is what they've done.
And then it said coming 2019.
Looked good.
Can't wait. Love that show.
Pumped.
Does this mean we can move on to our review section?
Yeah, we've got two little reviews and
Yeah.
a bigger.
It's reviews time.
You go first.
We're not talking about that yet, Chris.
This is just a teaser for what I'm going to review.
What's that clickety clackety?
What is the clickety clackety?
What is
I don't know.
happening?
It's Santa.
So I am going to be doing a mini review of Mowgli. This is Andy Serkis's take on the Jungle Book, originally made by Warner Brothers, still technically produced by Warner Brothers, but Netflix bought it in the summer, and it just came out this last week. So I don't know what to say about this. I have some notes.
Just let it fly, man.
Is it a dumpster fire?
It's not a dumpster fire. Dang it. It is close.
Yes.
Andy Serkis's worst performance?
Have we ever given a dumpster fire? Yes, we have.
I gave one Venom.
I've given...
Transformers last night.
Yeah. Andy Serkis's performance isn't
I almost gave one to
awful.
Predator too.
I don't know.
Not necessarily his worst performance, but like the worst execution of motion capture.
Okay,
of
so
his.
here's what's unique about it. Yeah. And that's one of my points, is that the motion capture is really weird in this because it incorporates way more human expression than, say, the Disney live action Jungle Book. So like, there's just like muscles that just kind of appear to make emotions on the characters' faces that shouldn't be there. It just is very fourth wall breaking. But the voice actors themselves, I think, are fine. Like, the performances are good. It's just like marred by this weird, overly complex CGI. I do think, as a whole, it's kind of a uninteresting take on the story of the Jungle Book.
The book?
The book.
Of the jungle?
Of the jungle.
Nice.
It sets up some interesting themes about personal identity. That's kind of what who is Mowgli? Is Mowgli a part of the pack, the wolf, the jungle, or is he a man, part of the village? And neither of the Disney, either the animated or the live action, really explore that all that deeply. This one does put Mowgli in the village for quite some time, but it never really concretely answers the questions that it proposes.
So it was well thought out, just poorly executed.
Maybe.
Would you say?
Yeah. Yes, and poorly executed across a number of avenues. It's poorly edited in that it's very jumpy, and that means the pacing feels really weird. Again, because it doesn't hold to what, the live action Jungle Book very much followed the animated Jungle Book, just with a little bit of difference. This one has complete sections that are basically missing, characters who aren't there, which I think is fine, except when you set it up so that, they're going to reveal this character, and then, nope, that's not that.
Do they
not
sing?
There? No singing. Oh no, this is definitely a darker take, and when I mean darker in every possible way.
I've heard you shouldn't let your kids watch it.
No.
Have any of you
Do
seen
not let your children watch this movie.
the 1998 movie, The Jungle Book, Mowgli's Story?
I have not.
Also live action. Also not great.
Yeah?
And it sounds very similar, like a non-Disney Jungle Book that it's not great.
Yeah. I think I was really looking forward to a darker take. I think Disney tends to polish everything, and the world isn't there's bad things, but the world's generally a happy place. But the jungle is not a happy place, and there is death and that kind of stuff.
And bugs
And dirt, and it's dirty. But it seemed to go dark and gritty for no apparent reason, other than we want to show monkeys getting torn apart. And lots of blood. If you are an adult and are prone to disliking disturbing animal violence, do not watch this movie.
If you're a child,
if you're a member of PETA,
and you are okay with disturbing animal violence, go talk to someone, please. There's resources out there.
I was talking to Luke, and I was like, I don't know if I'll watch this movie for a while. I'm sure I'll watch it eventually, but
for me, it's a straight to streaming.
Well, that's what it is. So
that's what it is. I don't know.
Do you see why Warner Brothers sold it?
Yes, but I don't see why Netflix put it in theaters, because the one reason you would put a film is for nominations, but I don't know who's they're nominating for what.
Best Picture, bro.
Makeup and hairstyling.
Anything with circus in it, I think is going to.
I mean, maybe some technical
the
awards.
Creators are going to think that it should get technical awards.
But it doesn't earn it.
Sound editing.
But that doesn't mean that while they were making it, they didn't think this is going to be a technical feat of motion capture, unlike anything we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, maybe it is unlike anything we've ever seen, and maybe we haven't seen that for a reason.
Yeah. Anyways, I can't really recommend it, but if it piques your if the trailer piques your interest, give it a shot. You'll know about 10 or 15 minutes into it if you're actually interested in it. I found myself incredibly bored. So,
yeah, I think I'm going to give that one a pass.
Luke, you have happier news, hopefully?
I do. I had the chance to go see Bumblebee on Saturday night. It comes out on the 21st, same day as Aquaman, but they wanted to make a little more money, so they're like, we're going to release this 2 weeks early for one night. And I jumped on that ticket right away, and I'm really, really glad I did.
Yes.
I
You can tell if we're on screen by that right there. Here.
I'm unlocking a new character.
There. Now we're off screen.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on the original Transformers? The first one.
I love that movie.
The first one?
The first one.
First one's real good.
Okay.
First
Yeah.
one's fun.
First one's fine.
First one is fun.
This movie just reminded me so much of that one. It's a lot of fun. It has a lot of heart. You care about the people in the movie.
Well, that's good.
I'd actually say in this movie you care about them more than Shia LaBeouf's. But that one, I actually, maybe just because it was first, it was a lot of fun. And it has Megatron in
Yeah.
it. Just puts it right above this one. But this one Bumblebee is awesome. He's so charming. He's goofy. He's a lot of fun. He's like a little kid. But he's also a soldier. And then also Haley Steinfeld she's really good at playing a troubled teen.
She does do that a lot.
She was in the Edge of
Thanks.
17, which is a fantastic movie, by the way. Go watch it. And she's really good in this too. But I'll kind of get into some pros and cons. The opening scene of this movie. It's the best thing from any Transformers movie. It was so awesome. I don't know what everybody else thought of that scene, but when it started, I was like, I don't think it's going to get better than this. And it didn't, because I loved that scene. And that's okay. And then also the second act of this movie is the humor that the other movies should have been doing. Which
They
is
should have
it's
leaned
not
into.
gross, sexualized humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking up at a giant Decepticon and seeing its balls, like in Revenge of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, seriously? In this one,
I don't remember that part.
it's when John Turturro's climbing the pyramid. He's like, I'm directly beneath enemy scrotum. That's what he says. And it's got a lot of situational humor and just like kind of what they do in the second act. Haley Steinfeld and her friend, and then Bumblebee, they have a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed the second act. And then also, you can tell the difference between the Transformers.
Oh,
In
nice.
the first 5, you look at a Transformer and you're like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
They're all gray. They all don't look like what they transform into. They because every bit changes. I mean, and what was the fourth one? Age of Extinction. They're literally nanobots at that point,
Right.
and so they can look like anything. And this one, Bumblebee has the hood.
Oh,
as
nice.
As his breastplate, and you can see parts of the car all over him. But then also, like, the 2 villain Decepticons in it, one is red and has chopper blades, and one is blue and has... I got that backwards, I think. The blue one has chopper blades.
Blue with chopper blades.
And has, like, jet wings and stuff like that.
Nice.
So it's like, I see that robot, and I know who it is, and that's just really nice.
Plus, that reminds me of the old Transformers toys we had growing up.
Yeah.
That you could move them around and turn them into a car, and then turn them back into a robot, and obviously you could tell where the parts of the car were.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was a toy. It couldn't just magically transform.
Mm-hmm. The effects are really good. Except for, like, there's a couple moments where you're like, yeah, they didn't look as good, but it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what happens sometimes. But there's never a moment where it's like, that looks bad.
Yeah.
You can tell this movie was not directed by Michael Bay. It's plainly obvious. Travis Knight was great.
Yeah.
I hope he directs an actual Transformers movie. I definitely want another Transformers movie now. And also, this is a reboot. It's a reboot.
Yeah.
It's not. It's maybe a reboot if it's good. This is a reboot. It doesn't have anything to do with the original, which is
Good.
good.
Works for me.
Some things I didn't really like. John Cena sometimes doesn't really fit. He does have my favorite line in the movie because I thought it, and then 5 minutes later he said it. Once you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's some parts where they revert back to that Michael Bay type humor, specifically with the stepdad, but it's over pretty fast. And then some cheesy moments that don't work. But overall, it's really good. I give it a fanboy worthy. If you like Transformers, you'll really enjoy this movie. If you've wanted a good Transformers movie, I think you'll really like this movie. If you don't care about Transformers, I'm not talking to you. And also, they do a good job with reminding you it's an 80s movie. There's lots of 80s stuff in here.
Dope. I did not know that, but I cannot wait to watch it now.
And I have proof that it's a good movie. It's because Take On Me by Aha is in it. Makes every movie better.
That does. Undisputable.
All right.
Yeah, go see it on that weekend, but also see Aquaman.
See Aquaman first. What?
Got a lot of good options coming out that weekend.
We're not
December is packed
Yeah,
with
it's a
movies
busy
I want to
month.
see.
It's a busy month.
Ugh.
So now for the main event, right?
Woo!
The main event of the evening.
Oh, you should put it on the main menu.
Are we gonna switch to this? Are we gonna show a little bit of? You're not gonna get that character now.
I'll get it later.
Okay.
I was in the process of unlocking Daisy, but now it's not going to happen.
So our main
Event of the evening.
da-da, da-da,
Super
Super
Smash Brothers.
It's here.
So I promised I'd return for the Super Smash Brothers episode, and I am here. And so,
Well, good episode, guys. Let's go.
Chris,
Good-
you've got this, right?
Good game. I give it a thumbs up. The end. Let's see you guys. I'm gonna head home. It's past my bedtime.
It probably is past your bedtime.
It really is. No, so I got it day one. I think Luke got it day one.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, you own
day
it?
like 3.
Okay.
I don't know.
Tyler, you do not own it, correct?
Nope, I
Okay.
don't own it. I
Okay.
got Starlink instead.
All right. So they brought me back for this because I think that I've played more Super Smash Brothers than the three of you combined.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I might have you beat. I don't know. I have last played it on Nintendo 64.
So funny.
So that's why they brought me back. I love Nintendo 64 Smash. In our early episode where we listed our favorite video games, I think Melee was my number one. Greatest video game of all time.
My list is different than that entire episode now.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
A lot of really good games have come out since then. Yeah. So Super Smash Bros. Melee has been, if not my favorite game, one of my favorite games pretty much ever since it came out. And then Brawl was just a sorry excuse for a video game. And then Smash 4 was fine. It was better than Brawl, but it was still nothing compared to Melee. And that's where I was at, coming into Smash Ultimate.
So the early question is, does this one overtake your old favorite?
So
That'd be the second time this happened on the podcast.
oh my gosh.
I want to say no,
Oh.
it does not. But that includes the caveat of nostalgia. It's so difficult to overtake a game that is that old and you have that many memories with.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
There's definitely things that I think that Melee does better from a competitive Super Smash Brothers player. I think that Melee is still a better game in some of most of its mechanics. But I also understand that a lot of what made Melee good happened on accident. Like, if you don't know any of the story behind Melee, Super Smash Bros. 64 was such a hit that they immediately had to rush to make Melee for the GameCube. And that meant that Melee had a lot of really just unpolished edges that actually made for a more competitive, just really fast-paced fighter. That they took all that out in Brawl. They didn't want Brawl to be as competitive. They wanted it to be, a little easier for anyone to pick up, which I totally understand that desire to do, but it also really alienated the competitive scene.
Mm-hmm.
Smash 4 tried to kind of strike a balance between that. It tried to be the best of both worlds, and Smash 4 didn't do it for me on the Wii U. Now, we get to Smash Ultimate, and I think that what it does well is instead of trying to balance the two, like a new player friendly versus competitive friendly, it really kind of splits it. It has options that will be, like, you can set it up to where it's very competitive, and then maybe, that's not the best option for a new player. But then there's other ways that you can set it up where it is much more new player friendly, with having, like, a ton of items and stuff on the stage, the way the stage select works. Like, I can show you here. Like, when you start Smash Brothers, you can, just like the regular multiplayer Smash, you can adjust so many options on the way that the game's played. There's so many options on the, there's just a million different maps. And then not only are there all of these maps, but there's also all of these maps, which changes them to make them the final form or the battlefield form. So, like, the final form is just a flat level, which some competitive people really like. Or the battlefield form is like this flat level with 3 platforms that competitive people really like. But then you can go back to the normal modes, and you have the crazy, like, Poke-Floats type levels where everything's moving around and you're dodging all this crazy stuff. And so I think that they've realized that there's some people that want to play it in a really, like, clean, competitive way where it's just like who is better at using their character than the other person. Mm-hmm. And there's other people that just want a crazy 8-player Smash Fest where the map's killing you, where stuff's falling out of the sky and blowing you up. And, like, both of those are fun. I enjoy playing both of those, especially if I'm playing with people who aren't competitive. I'm not going to want to play competitively.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, we're doing a 3-stock 5-minute tournament, no items, final destination. Like, because you guys aren't going to have fun with that, and I'm not going to have fun playing with you guys on that. But then we can go to Hyrule Castle, turn on all the items, and just have a crazy time exploding stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever that new map that we went to was. It's like 4 times as big.
Yeah.
Oh my
So if you've ever played any of the Smash Brothers, the Hyrule Castle or Hyrule Temple, huge level. There's levels so much bigger than that in this.
We kept finding new places to go.
Yeah. So Luke and I were playing teams, and we're sitting there fighting, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, we can drop down through this floor. We drop down, like, oh, there's a whole other area down here. We keep fighting. It's like, oh, we can drop down farther. That's like we thought the map was this big, and then all of a sudden the map's this big.
It zooms out so far you can't even find yourself on the map.
Like, if you spread yourself out, you can't see what's going on. But that's just like, that's the basics, the multiplayer. I think that's all really good. And then there is the adventure mode.
Tell me more.
Let's see how quickly I can get there.
Spirits.
Luke, what is your opinion on adventure mode?
Okay. I was pretty excited for this game because, first of all, I should say I do like Brawl because I don't care about the competitive stuff at all. I'd probably like any Smash game that comes out just because you can play it with your friends. So I was pretty excited for this single player experience because I was hearing good stuff about the single player stuff. I was hearing there's a lot to do. I hate this. I do not like it at all. They put too much into it. They unsimplified it, which it makes it just frustrating. And like a fighting game, I love my favorite fighting game probably, Injustice 2, had modifiers in it, and this does, except it's so much worse.
And that was already like the worst part of Injustice. Like it was the worst part of a really good game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this, also the worst part of what overall I think is a good game. So yeah, this is the single player adventure mode. And it's this big overworld. You walk around and you go to these little spirit things and you have to fight people. And so you're fighting with the same people over and over again, just with different dumb little modifiers happening.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like this mode is just, it's not fun.
Yeah.
And then they really overcomplicate it with the spirit system. So like you have your party and you
Pikachu's got a dope headband on.
unlock fighters, but then you also have these spirits that modify different things. So like this guy makes it so your electricity attacks are better, and this guy makes it so you can jump another time. But then there's all these different.
It's super easy to level up.
Yeah, there's all these different spirits that all do different things, and it's just none of them really matter, and it's just such a.
I felt like none of them mattered if I had them, but if I was going against it, it would just destroy me.
And like, I just feel like they never explained them well. So you start playing, it's just like, oh, these are things, but they never explain to you how to use them, what they're for. You just kind of have to stumble through it on your own. It doesn't have like a really good onboarding for this system at all, which I think is just a real disservice. I think that if they explained that stuff better, it would have really improved it. And if they maybe just toned it down and didn't have like one of the achievements in this game is for collecting 777 of those spirits. Like,
Not happening.
that's
Talk about a Nintendo move right there.
Yeah.
Their last couple games have been like, hey,
Do
you wanna
everything.
You want to collect things?
They're
Here's
gonna
a
collect
1,000 things.
999 Korok seeds.
How many are in that game?
Yes.
Oh,
How many moons were there in?
I don't know. Dana's at like 800.
there's-
Yeah,
so
there's
many
like
moons.
I think there's like 900, 8 to 900 moons.
Runes.
Runes.
Love
So
it.
adventure mode sucks, but it's also one of the ways to unlock characters.
Mm-hmm.
That being, let's see if I can unlock this character real quick.
That's
So while you're doing that, I have a few questions.
Okay.
So I think I know the answer to this. One of the things was single player mode. Is it good? And you just said no.
I'll touch more on that. There's also classic mode, and I'll show you that here in a minute once I fight Roy.
And I haven't had a chance to play classic mode. I got like this. There's an update with this game.
Day one update.
Yeah,
Oh.
and
Day one patch.
I uninstalled it, and then I was trying to put it on the SD card I got, but then I couldn't figure it out. But then
I did not unlock Roy.
but then like I'm at work today and on my lunch break, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play classic mode because I haven't got to play that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't have Wi-Fi, and I forgot to re-download,
Oh,
so I haven't played classic
no.
mode. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
My
I'm
next
a
question.
failure.
Before you expand on that, is the new roster of every character ever too much?
So
Because that was one of my concerns after they were like, yeah, we're going to put every character ever in it. And I was like, that seems like a lot.
Still have not unlocked every character. I mean, I have quite a few, but I think I'm like just over halfway.
So you start with 8.
You start with 8, and there's a total of, I want to say 76
70
before,
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was 74 or
Except-
76.
76
Except-
before the DLC.
In adventure mode, you have to start with Kirby,
Yes.
Oh.
which I did not like.
Adventure mode, you start with Kirby.
So what are the medals on the select screen? What is that? Like you have medals next to some characters.
Oh, this is classic mode. Those are just the characters that I've beaten classic
okay,
mode with.
gotcha. Jeez, you're a beast.
So, what I really like about classic mode is if you played Smash 64, you remember you just went through and you just did exactly one stage, another stage, until you got to Master Hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much like that, but if you remember back to the Nintendo 64 version, it was the same stages. It was always, you started fighting, I think,
then
Mario.
you fought Metal Mario and then Master Hand.
Metal Mario, the fighting polygons, and then and then Master Hand. So it was always the same advancement. In this, each character has their own specific advancement, and it's tailored to that character's original games, that character's stories. So just like an example is Link. He fights all of like the dark versions of, so he'll fight like Dark Samus is a character in the game. So he fights Dark Samus, he fights Dark Pit, and then he fights a lot of just like the other villains.
The Dark Wii Fit Trainer.
That's dope.
And so then his last 3 battles is Ganondorf that he fights with Zelda helping him, and then he fights Dark Link, which isn't an actual individual character. It's just a reskinned Link.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't fight the Master Hand, which when I was playing it and I got to the very end of it, like that, I was just like, that's crazy. He fights the true form Ganon from Ocarina of Time. Like, and it's like it's very similar to Ocarina of Time, where you have to fight, like you have to hit his tail to hurt him, and then when he gets stunned, you can attack his head, just like in Ocarina of Time.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
There's a few other characters that fight. I think it's a dragon from Fire Emblem as their final boss. Kirby fights this crazy monster whose name I don't even remember, but it was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in a Super Smash Brothers game.
Was that like digital clown thing?
Yeah, it was so creepy. But then a lot of characters do fight Master Hand. Like Mario, he fights. His last fight is against Bowser, and you just kill regular Bowser, and you're like, oh, that was easy. And then he comes back up, and he turns into Giga Bowser, and you have to fight Giga Bowser. So they just do a good job of making it fresh for each character that you play with.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't gotten tired of... I got tired of adventure mode really quickly. I haven't gotten tired of classic mode yet. And you're just playing through, like, 8 stages or something. But they make it different for each character in a way that makes sense for that character. Like, Yoshi's is the... What does that say? Jurassic Journey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Yeah, so Yoshi fights
all the dinosaur
type characters.
Final boss is the asteroid.
Yoshi's final boss is the dragon from Fire Emblem, because it's like Yoshi's kind of a dragon.
Yeah.
I got your joke though.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like a lot of the Pokemon, their final boss is Mewtwo. And so I just really like the way that they've like kind of customized classic mode for each individual character. So classic mode single player, great. Adventure mode, dumb.
Here's the question I think everybody wants answered. I already know the answer. Let me finish the question before you say it.
Okay.
GameCube controller versus Joy-Con versus Pro controller. Obviously, GameCube controller is the best way to play Smash Brothers, right? I mean, does everybody agree?
Obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll talk about this though.
Oh yeah. Luke, take it away.
I've only played this game handheld.
Except for when we played
that's
together.
True. When we were playing together and I was on his Switch, he has GameCube controllers, but I was just in my room. I was just handheld. I play my Switch handheld most of the time. Almost never plug it in. It was weird at first because the buttons on the Joy-Cons are really small.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got decently sized hands. But I got used to it. And honestly, I'm not that bad with it. So I could use a game controller, but if I needed to use a Joy-Con, I would be fine with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because a lot of times you won't have those.
Yeah.
So I can give up a GameCube controller then.
Don't worry, I have 4.
But what if I'm not with you? What if I'm at Grandma's house?
All right,
Grandma, let's play Smash.
So Luke was talking about playing it handheld, like this.
Yes.
There's also, you can play it just with a single Joy-Con.
Ugh.
And that just seems miserable because I don't know if you can tell, but like my hands just mash everything on this controller all at once. So this would easily be the worst way to play it.
I've heard there's I saw a meme going around about how you know how someone really feels about what you if they give you a single Joy-Con for a Smash tournament.
Yeah.
That should be like a new rule in Smash tournaments: is you have to play with a single Joy-Con.
I do
Just
have
the real players.
I do have attachments for the Joy-Cons that make them a little more controller shaped. That I had gotten to like play stuff like Mario Kart with. Still not great. Still real bad.
Me and Chris were talking about the other day. They need to make Joy-Con controllers, but just GameCube.
Yeah, if they
Just
like,
GameCube.
cut a GameCube controller in half and put little sliders on it so it could attach to the
The
sides.
GameCube. Yeah, there you go.
That would be amazing. And then the
That
Pro.
would be dope.
They would make a quadrillion dollars off
Yeah.
that.
Is that even real?
Nope.
I would say the like the Joy-Con controller where you stick the two Joy-Cons on the controller. What's that called?
The fake Pro controller.
The
Decently
comfort.
sized gloves.
I don't know. There's a grip.
It's the comfort grip.
Yeah, the comfort grip that you can put both Joy-Cons in and use them as a single controller. This guy, slide the Joy-Cons on there. I think this is the way that Luke plays when he's not playing handheld, correct?
I've only done it once.
Yeah. To me,
First time I played Zelda.
To me, this controller is not comfortable. I think that the biggest complaint about the Switch is that it's not comfortable. And this goes along with that. And then, so I'll talk a little more about the Pro controller because my problems with the Pro controller also translate to all of these controllers because they have the same buttons and the same joysticks and stuff. And it's pretty much the same as Luke's in that the buttons are small compared to a GameCube controller that has a nice gigantic A button, which is what you're using all of the time.
Yup.
And so, but they also change where the buttons are. So if you think of an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, Xbox 360 controller, you have A at the bottom of the little diamond of buttons. And on the Switch, on all of the Switch controllers, B is at the bottom and A is to the right. And so that messes with you because I feel like we've come to expect the primary button to be the one at the bottom. Like on the PlayStation, that's where X is.
Yeah.
On the Xbox, that's where A is. And then the Switch just has to be different. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's been the case since the
NES.
Since the Wii Pro controllers. And yeah, because it goes back to the NES's. But like the Wii Pro controller was like that, the Wii U controllers were like that, and now the Switch controllers are like that. And it's just, it's hard to make that switch in your head. Luckily, one thing about Smash is that you can completely adjust your controllers. So you can do all kinds of controller adjustments on here. So like that's a dumb Switch controller that no one should ever use. But for like the regular Switch controllers, the Pro controllers, all of that, I moved where my attack button was to put it at the bottom where A on an Xbox controller would be. So you can adjust all that. You can adjust your stick sensitivity and all that. Like they've made this game so much more customizable than a lot of the previous Smash games. Yeah, I think overall, like the actual fighting feels like as close to a return to Melee as you could get on modern hardware, without a lot of the dumb parts of Brawl and like the weird floatiness of Smash 4. So overall,
Solid entry.
I like it. I think it's the best classic mode of any Smash game, and the second best just combat of any official Smash game.
Awesome. It's good to hear that they've kind of returned to what everybody loves.
And I think a big part of that is they didn't try to make one thing that appealed to both like competitive and casual players.
So what about new players? Will new players be able to enter this and feel comfortable?
I'd say the one hindrance is that the roster is huge.
Yeah.
So like figuring out which character you like to play with, like, because that's such a big part of Smash. Is like, oh, who's your main character? Like, I will play with any Link character, like regular Link, Young Link, Toon Link. I love all of them. Like, but then there's other characters like Incineroar that I just don't understand how he works. I don't like playing with him. And so for a new player that might be difficult to like figure out like who do you enjoy playing. In that case, I highly recommend playing any of the original characters. They're all across the top of the screen when you go in to choose a character.
So this is a con for me. Peach sucks in this game.
I know you didn't like using Peach. I haven't unlocked her yet. I just failed.
I'm not going to use Daisy.
I want you to try using Daisy because I'm curious if she's more like original Peach.
I don't like Daisy. Don't like her face.
I mean, you know she used to be just a Peach costume in the older Smash games, right?
Never used it.
All right.
Classic Peach every day, all day, every day.
I'll
still use her.
Another major con. Waluigi's not a character. Just don't understand it. They've got
Where's
Mario.
Luigi?
I don't have him unlocked yet.
What?
Hey, look real quick. Look at how Sonic's supposed to look.
Not furry. He's furry in the new poster.
I mean, to be fair, Pikachu's furry in Detective Pikachu.
But Pikachu's a mouse.
Sonic's a hedgehog.
Hedgehogs aren't furry. They're
Yeah, they're not
prickly.
furry.
They're furry on the parts that aren't prickly. Their under parts aren't prickly.
I think you're making it
You're
up.
crazy. You're crazy.
Lucario's furry.
Yeah, Lucario's furry. He's not a hedgehog. I don't know. I'm just arguing with you.
He's a metal dog.
Have you used the Inkling?
A little bit. I don't really understand them
Did
yet.
you paint the map? Because that's what matters. Is you
Yeah.
cover at least 51% of the map. That's how you
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, I
So
painted
if that's
them.
all I have to do, I'd be a boss. I'm good at Splatoon 2.
And you play paintball for real.
And I
so.
play paintball for real.
Maybe you should try just shooting the ground and painting the map when you're out there.
Luke,
What are you doing? I gotta cover 51% of the map.
I'm wasting $75 worth of paint on the floor.
Luke, as the other person who's played an amount of this game, who so far is your favorite character to play as?
Please say Dr. Mario.
I've just never really used Dr. Mario. I have strange selections, I feel like, with my characters because I never choose characters unless it was Peach. I always choose random.
Yeah.
And so, and when we used to play Project M back in college, there was a span of time where I was Zero Suit Samus probably 20 plus games in a row.
Yeah.
Dang.
As random. So I got pretty good with Zero Suit Samus, so far she's been my favorite character.
Nice.
Also, regular Samus is always great.
Yep.
I always liked Fox.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be good with Ness, but I couldn't figure Ness out.
Luke, who is your least favorite character you've played with?
Peach.
Peach. Really? Least favorite was Peach?
No, that's not true. Because I can still do things with Peach.
Yeah.
It's just that she's been nerfed a lot,
Yeah.
which is just unfortunate.
Dude, Luke was talking some hot trash. He's like, wait till I unlock Peach. And then now he's like, I hate
Okay,
Peach.
maybe not your least favorite to play with. Who's your least favorite to fight
fight?
against?
I do not like fighting Isabelle because of her stupid fishing pole.
Yep, Isabel's the worst.
And then, shoot, who was the other person? Villager.
Yeah.
With the net and the fire hydrants and...
Yeah.
The real question, has anyone been Falcon punched into the next dimension yet? Because that's what's important.
Yeah, no, as soon as I unlock Captain Falcon, I just Falcon punched.
I should say, I feel like a Falcon Punch won't mean very much in this game anymore. You die really easily now.
I will say one other...
I feel like.
One other con for me is when you get hit with like what could be a finishing kill.
Yep.
It like zooms in on that hit, and to
Slows
me,
the game down.
Yeah, slows the game down. To me, you don't need that. Like unless
It's not Mortal Kombat.
unless it's 100% guaranteed to be a kill and not just
a game ender.
yeah, not just a kill, but the last kill.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, yeah, it just disrupts the game.
Yeah. And then kind of with that, there's just other animations in this, like when you're fighting. I feel like there's always smoke or lights and stuff just surrounding the characters. I'm fighting one person, like me versus the computer, and I don't know where my character is. Like, I'll get lost. And
That happens to me playing here, but that's because I'm sitting far away and there's a lot of bright lights.
that's why I hold it right in front of my face.
Well, I'm going to be honest. This was a game that I was really excited to pick up. I didn't pick it up because I opted to get Starlink, which I'm really enjoying. But I did get to play it for a little bit during our countdown, and I actually really enjoyed it. And maybe it was the GameCube controller. Maybe it's because your roster's a little more filled out. But I think I might end up trying to get this at some point. Not right away.
I do have 4 GameCube controllers here, so we could end this show.
End the show with a little
with a 4-player free for all.
Let's get through our news first,
All right.
and then we could do that. I'm down for that.
Fanbox.
Fanbox.
Okay, real quick. So, both of you guys, I think, can probably give like a rating.
Recommendation, yeah.
Oh, and my favorite characters to play with are Young Link and Dr. Mario.
Nice. I've never used Dr. Mario before.
Least favorite is Incineroar. Wasn't a huge fan of the Inklings.
What about King K. Rool?
I haven't used him yet, so
Weak.
I don't know.
All
But
right.
I've never been a huge fan of the heavies. So
what are your recommendations or ratings?
It's kind of a disappointment to me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it an all right.
Okay. Chris?
I would give it a fanboy worthy for Smash fans. I will say, like, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And like
Had
not
to add
super-
legs to their game.
I'm not super into the grind right now.
I'm hoping they release cheat codes so I can just have all the characters because I want all the characters so I can play with my friends on it.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
I really feel this is gonna sound stupid. I really feel the gamification
Yeah.
of, I mean, it's a game, but I really feel the gamification of trying to unlock characters. And so sometimes I feel like I'm playing longer than I would actually, like longer than my enjoyment,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to get that next character, which I get. Like that's the way people make games now.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I would like it to just hold my attention based on my enjoyment of it and not on my
Not on the grind.
not
Yeah.
on my
Yeah, and because
desire to get that next character.
I don't enjoy the single player as much, so trying to unlock the characters isn't as fun. Whereas like in Melee or even Brawl, I was like, ooh, who am I fighting next?
Which are like Subspace Emissary
It's
in Brawl
awesome.
was
That's the best
was a
part of
really
that
good
game.
adventure mode. And in here, like, I'm trying to unlock the characters, but I'm not playing adventure mode anymore. I'm only unlocking characters by like playing through classic mode and playing regular fights
That's what I'm gonna have to
and
do.
just unlocking them through time.
I did not make it near as far as Chris did into adventure mode. I think I have like 15 spirit cards compared to your 50.
I mean, I've also been unlocking them. Like every time you beat classic mode, you get more spirit cards and stuff like that. So like you unlock them elsewhere as well.
I
But
really need to try classic mode.
Fun fact: if you are really into the GameCube controller, Amazon has a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Edition
oh yeah, no, I already have that.
for $29.99.
Yep. You know, every time they release a new Smash Brothers, they also have been releasing new GameCube controllers for it. So like this isn't an off-brand controller.
Right? Yeah, it's Nintendo branded.
Nintendo is still making new GameCube controllers because it's the best controller Nintendo's ever made. I will say, having not played with a GameCube controller for a while and then jumping back in, it's a little small on my giant hands. And I am starting to feel a little bit of that carpal tunnel. And
So it'll fit me perfectly.
I'm getting old, man.
Needs
I'm
the
just-
Duke
Ooh.
version of the.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Controller.
That feels
Nice.
nice. That fits me real well.
Well, Let's hit this Fanbox so I can lose in Smash Bros.
Let's do it.
Right.
What are we doing?
Because we use Instagram now.
Yeah. So Brett, hit us with the news. Or the... not the news.
fan.
You are
Fanbox.
really
We already did
into the
news.
news tonight, Tyler.
I am.
Well, you guys talk about your fans, because
Get it set up.
let's be real. None of them are messaging me.
Oh.
Except for me. Yeah.
All right. Shorts at Shorts King Joel asks, anytime there's a new poster for a movie that I am in love with, I set it as my phone's wallpaper. Anyone else do this?
I do not. My phone's wallpaper is always just solid black.
I do sometimes. But not as often as Luke, I think.
I don't do it for everyone because there's always just one poster that eventually comes out it's the wallpaper. Right now it's the Endgame A.
Yeah.
I had the Infinity War A for probably over a year.
Wow.
And I also had the Wonder Woman sword kneeling on the beach for probably a year and a half.
Oh.
Even like after the movie came out.
Yeah, I think once a good Shazam poster comes out, besides the one we already got, like one that's more like wallpapery, I'll use that because I love Shazam. I'm really excited for that movie. But.
I like, I do more fan art things as wallpapers unless they release a version of like a poster without text. I don't like having any extra text.
Yeah.
I like it just to be that image. So,
Understandable.
yep. All right, so this is from a little while ago, but at pronounced Ian asks, when are you getting shirts in my size? And the answer is still up in the air. I'm sorry, Ian. We are working on setting up a online store where hopefully you can get those whenever you want. So, yes. Chris is giving us weird...
He's giving us the finger guns.
finger guns. Do you have something to add to that, Chris?
No, I just have things to talk to you guys about online stores later.
Oh, good. Okay.
Don't worry about
well,
it.
no, that's yeah. We're glad you're here. At Leroy Kelly 2015 asks, when the Dusted come back in Avengers Endgame, will it be the middle or the end of the film?
Middle.
If it's the end, I'm gonna be so pissed because that means I gotta wait for another movie. But it'll be the middle. I agree. I think it'll be in the middle.
You think? I think it'll be the
Like
end
beginning
of
of the
the
third
end of the
act?
second act, beginning of the third act. Yeah. Yeah.
That would fit.
Chris, opinion.
So to me, what this question is really asking is, are the Dusted going to help defeat the big bad? Or is defeating the big bad going to save the Dusted?
Ooh.
Well said, sir.
Good question. Good follow-up.
I think they're gonna help.
Chris, for you, Seabull in our YouTube chat asks, do you prefer the original brick Xbox controller because of those large hands?
I do.
I need to watch this. Don't move the...
I am one of the few people that would prefer the Duke over the Xbox S, I think was the name of the original Xbox's
Yes.
smaller controller.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, was great for me playing on the original Xbox because everyone else wanted to use the smaller controllers. And I was just like, I'll take the big controller. I'll take the controller that no one else wants to use that's in better shape because no one else is breaking it. So,
There you go. Before we get our celebrity death match going, some plugs. This week we did the Captain Marvel trailer reaction. Go check that out right here on YouTube, or I guess if you're listening, it's not right here on YouTube. We also have the Avengers Endgame trailer reaction. We have the new, like, right before this recording, Godzilla trailer reaction, King of Monsters.
Godzilla.
That'll be out. It's not out this very instant, but by the time you're listening to it or watching this not live, it will be out on YouTube. Special video this weekend. On Saturday, we'll have our Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse review. And then next week's show is Aquaman.
Let's go!
So,
Aquaman.
go check out those things. Chris, are we all set up to do this? Let's, Oh!
You guys should be rooting for the dark horse that is Tyler. In this
Oh,
room.
Tyler, you're going to last longer than me.
What character are you guys picking?
Yeah.
You need more.
I don't know.
Tangled.
Who should I pick? Who should I pick?
I got plenty. We're good.
I say pick whoever your little heart desires. I know who I'm picking.
Do I get to use spirits?
No.
This game sucks.
No,
Three-
spirits suck.
3 stock limit. Guys, I'm gonna get wrecked.
3 stock, no time limit, no items. Stage hazards turned off.
Hey, where am I?
Where am I?
Ooh, I'm player 3. What's up, boy? Ooh, headshot, boy.
Is it not
boy.
these 2 buttons?
I got my character, guys.
What's wrong? What did I do? Oh.
Oh, did you hit random?
Oh.
Dude, I picked. That's just my thing. I like going random. It's fun.
This controller's like sweaty. It's all good. It's all
You're
good.
sweaty. You're
I'm
a
about to
sweaty
get
nerd.
sweaty.
I'm about to.
But you guys both said you hate fighting Isabel. Maybe I should be Isabel.
I mean, I love fighting Isabel. This is my favorite. Gosh, I'm probably gonna get Isabel.
I want to. Use...
Ice climbers.
Who's Samus? Samus. No, I don't like it. Switching it up. We're gonna go with.
I'm gonna play with someone new, so that people.
I'm gonna go with Lil Mac.
See.
Can I change colors?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's dope.
I'm gonna change my color too, but I have no idea what color I am.
So I'm playing with Simon from Castlevania.
Oh, what the heck?
Simon says,
I'm wearing that. I got a pink robe on.
"Dude, you're free."
Let's go.
Oh, I'm Curry. Crap.
Yeet. Oh, where am I at? Oh, I see me. I'm wearing a pink sweatsuit. Let's go, boy. Let's give you this 2-piece and a biscuit. What's
Dodge.
up, Chris? What's up, Chris? I'm punching everybody. Ooh, get out of here. Get out of here. How do I jump? Oh, there we go.
X, Y, or up.
Ooh, I got hit with. What am I getting hit with?
No.
Get out of here, Kirby!
I'm flying, boy.
Get out of here.
I died. Killed myself.
Oh, no, get out of here.
Oh no. Taking too much damage.
Oh, what is going on? You don't have to. You don't have to beat me. Get back on the field. Oh no!
Oh!
Is that me? No, you guys hurt Little Mac.
You don't like Little Mac. Right now, anyway.
I suck at this game. That's what I've learned. Oh, get out of here, Kirby!
I got punched in the
Oh,
freaking
no.
face.
Stop it, Chris.
No!
Leave me alone.
We need to team up against Chris. He's the. Oh no! No, Chris! Chris, I mean, we need to team up together. Is what I really mean.
Oh gosh. Oh no!
Yeah.
Fly away, Kirby!
Does Chris have any? Oh, I'm coming down now. Oh, run! You'll never get this. Oh,
Finish Chris off. Finish him.
get out of here.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
let's
no,
go.
no. Come on, come on, come on. No.
Yeah, get out of here, Brett. What's up?
I got him, guys.
I'm out.
Oh no. Ah, I'm scared. Leave me alone.
Oh. You got this. You're just chilling over there.
Ah,
no! Oh no! And then there were 2.
Uh-oh.
I should have stayed over there.
Oh!
You pooped him out.
Heck yeah, I did.
Go.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let's go, Kirby.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much for my heart to handle. Kirby.
Oh no, Kirby's in a bad
He's
spot.
in a bad spot.
Heck yeah, I am, baby.
Oh, let's go, Kirby. Oh, no. Oh, dude, that would have been dope if you landed that. Oh, no.
Oh.
It comes down to this. I'm gonna wait him out. Oh! Dude, it looked like you went flying. You were like 2 feet in the air. Dude, you guys are so fair.
I know, right? Just like this is what separates the men from
Boom!
the
I'm
boys.
dead.
Dang it.
Oh, that
That's
was
it.
fun.
That's it, folks.
Oh,
My eyes feel like they're gonna explode.
my eyes are.
Hey, I
watering.
didn't get last.
Ugh.
Does it tell you how many eliminations?
I got
Yeah.
last.
I had 3 KOs.
It tells you who
go.
you killed.
I had 2.
Oh, well, that's our show.
Yeah, that's our show. That was fun.
That was fun. Thanks, guys.
I'll
Thanks,
probably
Chris.
take up that Smash
Thanks for
portion
having me
from
back,
the audio
guys.
version.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just a bunch of us just clicking the controllers.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Subscribe on YouTube. Hit us up in the comments.
Like
Like us on iTunes. I don't know.
On iTunes.
Friend me on Facebook.
Follow Chris on Twitter.
Chris, you were like gunning for me, dude.
I don't tweet.
He does not like you.
Yeah. Well.
No,
Until
I was hunting you down. I wasn't fighting anybody else that whole time.
until
next
next week. We
Oh
won't
my
see
gosh,
you live
I'm
on
so
Saturday.
excited for next week.
But next week is gonna be a fun show. So
Absolutely.
see you guys.
Hopefully it's a fun show. Let's not get out of
Oh,
ourselves,
that's a good
yeah.
point. Hopefully.
But,
Anyways.
Yep. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.